All right, today we're going to break down a really big idea that could change how millions of Americans save for retirement. We're talking about universal retirement accounts. So let's dive right in. You ever feel like you're on the outside looking in when it comes to retirement savings? Maybe your job just doesn't offer a 401k? Well, if that's you, you are definitely not alone. It's way more common than you think. So, just how big is this problem? Take a look at this number 42%. That is a huge slice of the American workforce, nearly half, with no way to save for retirement at their job. This is exactly the gap that this new proposal is trying to fix. And that leads us to this major announcement from a State of the Union address. This idea was put front and center, and it wasn't just about giving people a place to save. The proposal came with a promise of a government match. We're talking up to $1,000 a year, which is a pretty powerful motivator to start saving. Okay, so that's a pretty bold promise, right? But the devil is always in the details. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what these accounts are and how they'd actually work for an everyday person. So at its heart, the idea is called a universal retirement account. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like a savings plan run by the government. It's actually modeled after something called the Thrift Savings Plan, or TSP, which is what federal employees use. And the TSP is pretty well regarded. It's known for having really low fees and straightforward investment choices, so it's a solid blueprint. So how does this new idea stack up against the traditional 401k that you've probably heard of? Well, for starters, the plan and the match would come from the government, not your boss. This opens the door for any worker who doesn't already have a plan. But here's a really key difference. The accounts would be totally portable. That means the account follows you wherever you go, from job to job, without all the headaches of doing a rollover. But really, the feature that's a total game changer here is the government match, which they're calling the Savers Match. This is specifically designed to give a massive savings boost to low and middle income workers, the very people who often miss out on these kinds of benefits. So here's how you could literally turn $2,000 into $3,000. It's a 50% match on the first $2,000 you save. So you put in $2,000 and boom, the government puts another $1,000 right into your account. That's an immediate 50% return on your money. I mean, you just can't find that anywhere else. Now, while all this might sound brand new, this concept has actually been bubbling up for a while. It didn't just pop up overnight. It's really the result of years of work and different pieces of legislation coming together. If we look at the timeline, you can see a few key moments. The journey really kicked off in 2022 with the Retirement Savings for Americans Act. Then, later that same year, the Secure 2.0 law actually created the legal groundwork for the Savers Match. The original act got reintroduced in 2025, and as it stands now, the whole program is slated to start in 2027. So what does this all boil down to for you? Well, it means millions of people could finally get access to a real retirement plan. It means your savings could get supercharged with what's essentially free money from the government. And it means your retirement savings aren't chained to one employer anymore, which gives you so much more freedom. At the end of the day, this is all about empowering more people to build a secure financial future, which could strengthen the whole economy and maybe even take some pressure off of Social Security down the road. And that leaves us with the big multi-million-dollar question. The plan is there, the proposal is on the table, and the need is crystal clear. But, in today's divided political world, the biggest hurdle is still ahead. Can a bipartisan idea like this actually make it through the gridlock and become law? The financial futures of millions of people could be riding on the answer.